Recreation is the centerpiece. Lake County is real Florida, real close. Defining a different side of Florida, a side that has more to offer than just beaches and theme parks. Whether visiting Lake County as a destination all its own, or as a stop on a larger Central Florida trip, the county's hospitable atmosphere and unparalleled natural attractions make it a worthwhile destination on any itinerary. Location, location, location. It's an age-old business mantra and one that typifies business in Lake County. Basically, I could have chose any place to develop land. We looked in Lake County first off, finding this area was close to Highway 19, Highway 33 south, easy access to Highway 27 and also Highway 50. We like it out here. The community is very nice. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot going on, and we feel it's a great home. Perfectly situated in the center of the state, Lake County is just 30 minutes from downtown Orlando and within an hour's drive of the Tampa-St. Petersburg market. The close proximity of major international airports in Orlando and Tampa offer convenient options for business and leisure travel, while Leesburg International and Umatilla Regional provide convenient options for those with private and executive air travel needs. If an extensive ground transportation network is critical to your business operations, Lake County offers easy access to the Florida Turnpike, Interstate 75, and Interstate 4, providing exceptional travel options to all corners of the Sunshine State and beyond. An $18 million investment into the area's freight lines will provide a gateway to the nation's extensive rail system. And with new rail opportunities becoming increasingly scarce across the state, Lake County is positioned to be a future leader for rail-oriented business development in Florida. For families, Lake County is located less than 30 minutes from Orlando's world-class attractions and less than an hour to either the Atlantic or Gulf beaches. From national champion athletic teams to exceptional in-class instruction, those with a specific interest in quality education will appreciate the abundance of award-winning public school programs, private schools, parochial schools, and charter schools. Lake-Sumter State College, Beacon College, and Lake Technical Center provide exceptional workforce, vocational, and post-secondary education within the community. Existing and future businesses will find great value in Lake-Sumter's new 4-year organizational management program, while Lake Technical Center's soon-to-be-completed Center for Advanced Manufacturing will provide much-needed skilled labor to Lake County's growing manufacturing and industrial sectors. And some of the country's most respected and coveted collegiate education institutions are short drives away. Gainesville's University of Florida, University of Central Florida in Orlando, University of South Florida in Tampa, and Florida State University in Tallahassee, just to name a few. But back home, it's Lake County's quality of life that remains attractive to existing businesses and draws future businesses to the area. 14 municipalities, each with its own distinct personality, offer year-round family-friendly community events, festivals, and celebrations. And because of its charming neighborhoods, quaint downtown districts, and distinct communities, families moving to Lake County will find it easier to adapt, explore, and choose from a wide variety of housing and lifestyle options to suit almost any need. The year-round mild climate and stunning natural amenities make this Central Florida spot one of the best places for a family to call home. Abundant open spaces, gentle rolling hills, a vast network of passive and active recreational trails, and more than 1,000 picturesque lakes that are internationally known for their world-class fishing contribute to Lake County's unique quality of life. In Lake County, quality of life also means a community-wide commitment to health and fitness. A rapidly expanding life sciences cluster in South Lake County has inspired a regional movement towards healthy living and continues to fuel Lake County's place as a national destination for fitness, training, and sports-related events.
I had this idea about forming a race here. It offers a tremendous venue for triathlon. The swimming portion is perfect. The roads are ideal. And frankly, it's just a wonderful place to have the race.
The booming, active, and financially affluent population of the Villages retirement community in the northern section of Lake County has helped create jobs, lure large national businesses, and welcomed best-of-class healthcare organizations to the area. With an estimated population of 100,000, one of the fastest growing communities in the country provides exciting opportunities for entrepreneurs, product developers, and innovators. Lake County business leaders and economic developers call it an entrepreneurial ecosystem, a commitment to creating an environment which helps new, established, growing, and startup businesses thrive. From active local area chambers of commerce to regional workforce initiatives, resources for businesses of any size are abundant throughout Lake County. Lake County prides itself on being one of the most aggressive counties in Florida when it comes to business support. 3 business opportunity centers, strategically placed in each region of the county, provide a multitude of business support services to a wide variety of businesses, as well as a business incubator program which assists growth-oriented entrepreneurs and startups, including the 2012 National Business Incubator Association's Business of the Year. All indicators support a healthy future for businesses in Lake County. A growing population, an emergent, well-trained labor force, a continuously expanding transportation network, and a constant influx of tourists attracted to the area by regionally and nationally renowned events. Events such as the annual Leesburg Bike Fest, the Mount Dora Art Festival, numerous nationally recognized triathlons in Claremont, and the Wings and Wildflowers Festival, amongst many others, lure hundreds of thousands of people to the area, spending money, supporting local merchants and services, and boosting tourism to a host of surrounding communities.
Prior to purchasing the inn, honestly, I hadn't really spent much time here, but having been here now for the last year and a half or so, I can tell you it's just an amazing, amazing part of Florida with a tremendous amount of history and spectacular wildlife and the chain of lakes and all that the natural resources of this part of the state are pretty amazing. So the more that the county can do to help bring people and educate them about the things that there are to see and do here in this sort of amazing part of Florida, I think is spectacular.
While Lake County has a history built on the agriculture and construction industries, time, flexibility, and adaptation to changing market conditions and demands has driven Lake County's evolution, creating a home for dozens of industry and service sectors. A long-term strategic plan serves as our blueprint in identifying the services, infrastructure, and demands of the next generation of growth in Lake County and the region. The plan is highlighted by strategically located growth corridors where Lake County has dedicated significant resources to providing ready-to-go sites that are primed for future development and job creation. Healthcare is an important economic and employment sector in Lake County. 3 world-class hospitals, Florida Hospital Waterman, Leesburg Regional Medical Center, and South Lake Hospital, as well as hundreds of supporting practices and medical services, not only lead the area in the health and wellness of our residents, but in their employment as well. From high-precision cutting tools to citrus juices, industrial vacuum systems, to seaplanes, Lake County is home to hundreds of manufacturers and industrial businesses. That's why Lake County has positioned itself to quickly and easily accommodate the next generation of industrial and manufacturing growth. Prime location, low costs, and a variety of improved and vacant properties provide extensive options for businesses looking for a quick turnkey solution or one with specific development and infrastructure needs. Lake County and many of its municipalities are able to offer very attractive incentive packages in the name of economic development. And with a pro-business attitude, Lake County offers the space, resources, and support to accommodate and help grow your investment.
We are very fortunate in Lake County. We have a commission that is unanimous in their commitment to economic development. And when this department was officially formed in this capacity about 2 years ago, the commission decided they were going to make economic development priority #1, and they put their money where their mouth was. They gave us the resources. They put in place an economic action plan. We have 9 goals in the economic action plan, and those goals are our outline for how we go about doing our business every day. Having the existing businesses be an advocate for us is critical to our mission. That's why we put so much attention on existing businesses in terms of our support programs and why we focus so much on being a business-friendly county.
Lake County's untouched natural resources, historic downtowns, and award-winning sports facilities, all within a short driving distance of Orlando's theme parks and airport, make it the perfect place to relocate. State-of-the-art manufacturing companies opening shop here show that Lake County is also becoming a premier business destination for higher-paying jobs in Central Florida. We invite you and your business to join us in Lake County, a place business leaders, entrepreneurs, and hard-working employees call home, where families enjoy life the way it should be, where tourists and retirees spend their days experiencing all the natural beauty Florida has to offer. But don't take our word for it. Come see for yourself why Lake County is real Florida, real close.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right, no employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, this warrior will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Hi, I'm Kelly Linhart, and here's another bright idea from Linhart Electric. If you enjoyed the video, please take a minute to like us on Facebook and check us out at linhartelectric.com.
Commercial News in 90, I'm Lori Farfaglia. Florida Hospital Waterman in Tavares has announced a $70 million expansion which will more than double the size of the emergency department and will feature a 4-story patient tower dedicated to women's services, pediatrics, and future growth. The project should be completed in July 2019. Leesburg City Commissioners approved a contract to build a $2.6 million seaplane dock and taxi lane at Leesburg's International Airport. The Leesburg Airport taxi lane is an extension of Taxiway A and is adjacent to Runway 31 that extends into Lake Harris. A Department of Transportation grant will pay for about $920,000 of the cost. Mount Dora has its first city flag since being incorporated 107 years ago. The new flag was unveiled when the Mount Dora Police Department's color guard raised the flag in a Flag Day ceremony. The flag's designer is Laura Varich. Clearmont's Victory Point project officially launched this week with a ceremonial groundbreaking. The groundbreaking was held between Lake Mineola boat ramp and the adjacent swampland. Victory Point is a regional stormwater facility to collect and treat runoff from rainstorms. The project is part of Clearmont's master plan for downtown.
Downtown is the heart of the city of Clearmont. So you're going to see boardwalks, you're going to see an observation tower. We're actually having an event area that's actually going to be on the water that we're calling Triathlon Beach.
Eustis will soon be shining brighter than ever. 254 new streetlights have been added to areas that could use some extra lighting. The new lights will take about 12 weeks to install. For more local news, check out dailycommercial.com. That's this week's Daily Commercial News in 90 on LSTV. I'm Lori Farfaglia.
Well, this is the fourth year we've done Partners for Success, and it's an event that allows us to bring all our educational partners in Lake County together to showcase to the business community what our students are learning.
Well, this event is a great opportunity for us to showcase our many different programs that are embedded in all of the high schools around Lake County, and also to show off our partnerships with a lot of our community partners like Lake-Sumter, Lake Tech, and most importantly for our kids to really be in the limelight.
We at Lake Tech like to bring all our toys and virtual welder and the paint simulator and all those kinds of things, but that really allows us to show what we do, and it's pretty high tech, and that's exciting, I think, for the business community to see.
The community in general, especially with our culinary programs and our robotics and automation, computer design, all of those different programs, we want the students to sell themselves at an event like this to the community.
I can feel that excitement. I was just talking to the Web Development Academy at Eustis High School, and I'm here because we may be able to partner with their team of students to help us develop our new website. So there are those opportunities, and then this opportunity to make this easy transition to college, and we have many private industry representatives wandering and looking at our students and looking at our programs.
I was really impressed. I was unaware of the high school programs that they have available again. I'm really impressed that they brought that back into the school. It just opens up all kinds of avenues for them.
Well, when I was going to high school, we didn't have an opportunity to graduate with multiple nationally recognized certifications, from web design to culinary arts. So that's the great opportunity for these kids.
We working with employers in the area that are willing to take those that have completed school. Communication is the key. Talking with them, sitting down and letting them know what we have to offer, and they're just working with us.
I think they're all surprised as to the detail and application that the students are able to demonstrate, and the sophistication of the high school and college programs in terms of preparing students for the workforce.
Beginning of this week, there were 2,002 jobs available in all of Central Florida, our region that we cover, and just here in Lake and Sumter County, there were 298.
I think it's find your passion and what you want to do, really learning and being prepared for the skilled jobs that are in our community.
So they're seeing a partnership to help prepare students for their businesses, to help them grow.
I think it makes you feel, we're really doing the right thing here in Lake County.
The Lake County Arts and Culture Alliance really is about just bringing together all of the folks in Lake County who have an interest in the arts and what's happening here, and just presenting a forum and an opportunity for everybody to connect in person and have conversations that might take us to the next level.
So we kind of support each other, whether it's sharing costumes or instead of worrying about being in a silo and competing, they will have a program that spells out dates, times, and other theater offerings. We support each other. This is still small town charm here.
It's great to be a part of the Arts and Cultural Alliance as a county commissioner representative, because I find out what's going on and it brings people to Lake County, and that's probably a key from my point of view.
We have all the events on our website, but we also have a special page for artist registry. So whether they're a singular artist performing, or they're a portrait artist, or whether they're a band, we have a place for them to advertise what they do, free of charge, of course, but we're supporting the arts. We're trying to get the word out about the venues, the performers, the exhibits, and everything. Folks come from all over the state for our arts festivals. We have theater here. We have wonderful artists here. We have a lot to offer to both our citizens and to visitors. And of course, that's great economic impact as well as great quality of life.
Our kids today are as diverse as any group that we have in Lake County.
They're responding to arts education in ways that they're not responding to others. So it starts as young as that. But I've also seen retired folks, come into the Arts Center. They're forming friendships. They're forming groups, and all of those ages in between are impacting our economic development.
It's a win-win situation to have arts and cultural events here in Lake County that draw people in from other segments of the Central Florida, or heck, as a matter of fact, I interviewed someone who had come down from Michigan to an art festival that was here in Lake County because they appreciated the ambiance and what was offered during that program.
I grew up here in Lake County, and when I was a kid, we had to get in the car to drive to Orlando or Gainesville to have that experience. And I think the fact that it's everywhere now, it's here, it's close.
Immerse yourselves in the art that we have available in our county, because it's for everyone to enjoy, and others are jealous of what we have here.
You're watching LSTV, Lake-Sumter Television.
Central Florida, and welcome to Around the House, sponsored by Romac Lumber. I'm your host, Don Magruder, and you're listening to My 790 AM WLBE in beautiful Leesburg, Florida. I'd also like to welcome our viewers who are watching us today on Lake-Sumter Television. That's LSTV, courtesy of Appleseed Marketing on Bright House 199, Comcast 13, Florida Cable 4, and CenturyLink number 83. Romac Lumber's leading provider of building materials in Central Florida, and since 1945, homeowners, builders, contractors, and remodelers have trusted Romac Lumber for all their structural building supply needs. With locations in Leesburg, the Villages, Mount Dora, and Ocala, Romac Lumber has the area covered. Well, it's summertime and it's getting hot out there. Inside, if your AC's not working well, you're going to be real hot. If you're outside and you're sitting on the dirt or the ground without a beautiful, nice deck, you're going to be hot and bothered. So today we're going to talk about getting cool in the summer. We have in our first half hour, we got Tony Eubanks from Sumas and Tony's Air Conditioning and Heating. He's going to discuss all the little tips, ins and outs for keeping cool inside. Then in our second part of the show, we've got Jared Myers from Great Southern Wood, and we're going to talk about building that great deck and using the right lumber to make sure it lasts a long time. So we've got a lot to discuss today. It should be a fun show. Hopefully you're going to find out a lot of information, because these are items around the house that are really appropriate this time of year. With that, I'd like to introduce Tony Eubanks, one of the owners of Sumas and Tony's Air Conditioning and Heating. Tony, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Don. Thank you for having me. It's nice to see you again.
Well, it's nice to see you. You're not only a friend of the show, but I guess I'm somewhat of a client. You guys have done a lot of AC work. I can firsthand say that y'all do an absolutely tremendous job, and we're glad to have you here because this time of year, you're probably one of the most popular people in Central Florida.
Yes, sir. Yes, we have we had kind of a mild climate coming up into now, but it's really starting to turn like our normal summertime in Florida, and so I'm glad to be here. I'm going to try to answer some questions, or maybe touch on a few items that are new to this time of year, and hopefully I can educate the listeners.
And realistically, until it gets hot, a lot of times if you have a AC unit that's limping along or really not performing well, sometimes it can be masked, I understand, with the blower and the fan, but when you start getting in those 90s and 95 degrees, there's no hiding a air conditioner that's limping along, is there?
No, that's really when the exposure is the greatest, because if you're not working at almost 100%, you're going to notice that. Your unit's going to be struggling to maintain that temperature. If it's a little bit low on refrigerant, or like you said, if it hadn't been maintained, especially that outdoor coil, a lot of times we get the yard getting cut and sand will get up in that coil, and a lot of times if it isn't clean, this time of year is when you're going to know it.
Well, Tony, take a few moments and tell our listeners and viewers about Suma's and Tony's Air Conditioning and Heating, where you guys are located and what areas you covered and how you can be contacted.
Okay. Well, we're right now our office is located in Eustis, and we travel quite a bit. This area is so grown up so much that it's hard to say we can't get to one area or another. But with the radius of our office, we probably travel a good 50 miles. So you could go maybe as far as Sanford, up in that area, all the way down to Claremont, up to north where the villages, and even over to Wildwood area.
Okay, so you do the villages in Wildwood.
We do. We do. We have clients all over the place like that, and we like I say, we kind of you hate to tell anybody that you can't get them cooling. We try to do same day service, and we just do the best we can to provide I guess, good service to someone whose air conditioner isn't working.
Now, if someone had a question, they heard something on today's show and they had a question, what's a good phone number, and do you have a website they can contact you to get an answer for their question?
Well, we do have. I can give you that phone number now. That's area code 352-357-4162. And that's probably our main number. We have other numbers in there, but at 352-357-4162. And we do have a website as www.sumasac.com, and you can get on there and request a call or something like that. We have a number of different ways we can be reached, and if someone does have a question, boy, I love to answer as many questions as I can, because there's a lot of things that change and a lot of different opinions. So yeah. I'd love to give my opinion and then let it go from there.
Tony, the biggest question, especially for a lot of our seniors here, is how do they know they're hiring a AC person that's going to be fair with them and not going to cheat them? What's some of the signs of a good AC technician?
Well, when you say that about hiring a good company or someone that you can feel comfortable with, I do sometimes ask tell people to ask their neighbors and see, and what their experiences have been, because that's a good thing. When we get into a lot of communities, they say, well, who have you used? And we get recommended a lot at different communities because of the neighbors. So I think that's a good thing to view is your neighbor's opinion.
You talked a little earlier about that you're still a small company. Y'all believe in a lot of personalized service, don't you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, and we do. And that's even trying to be here for the radio show. I when I was here one time before, we had some callers. You want to try and give people the understanding of whether it be indoor air quality, whether it be the new refrigerants that are out there, things that would help them to make a good decision on air conditioning.
Now, how long have you been doing AC repairs and installation, Tony?
Well, 25 years or a little better, So
y'all have got a lot of experience, don't you?
Yes, sir. That's been my main bread and butter.
And what type of services do you guys offer?
Well, we offer quite a few services. I would say that first of all, it's troubleshooting, it's service work. Service work is a difficult process, but service work is where I think the most experience is needed. So we feel strong in our service industry. We also do the change out of equipment, whether it be from the basic 14 SEER, which is what you have to have nowadays with the new standards, all the way up to two-stage and variable speed equipment. So we offer it all from on the installation side of it. And then maintenance. We offer maintenance contracts once, twice a year. If you would like to have your unit set up to be cleaned, we have reminders for that we can call you and do it. So it's kind of from maintenance all the way to equipment changeouts.
What type of brands are y'all specializing in?
Over the 25 years, I worked on a number of different brands of equipment, and you have to somewhat set yourself on one particular brand or another whenever you're becoming a dealer of equipment. We deal in carrier equipment. We work on all types of brands, whether it be any brand, but we do train equipment. We can do Goodman equipment. Okay. We can do Ream and Root equipment. We can do any of the equipment, especially if someone has a desire for that.
I guess for me, give us a little quick tutorial. How does an AC unit work? What are the various pieces, parts? Because most people just flip a switch and it comes on, but what makes up that system, starting with a thermostat, just real quickly?
Well, that's just basically you have a unit that's designed to take the indoor air across of a coil and dehumidify it. That's the main thing. So you've got a compressor, which is the heart of the equipment that runs Freon through the system.
Now, is the compressor generally in that outside unit?
It is. It's there in the outside unit, and when you have one that has two pieces, maybe an indoor unit in a garage or in a closet, and it has a compressor outside, pumps the Freon from inside to back to outside, kind of like a heart and veins and arteries, and then you just take that refrigerant by moving air across it. You can change it, you can cool, you can dehumidify, you can heat. Like with a heat pump, you use Freon to heat with, and that's most commonly used in Florida because of the efficiencies.
Yeah, and the old heat and cool pumps, they're by the wayside now, aren't they?
Well, all the you mean like maybe electric heat or things like that, but is not so commonly used here. But
heat pumps.
Heat pumps is what we use, because when you can use the Freon to heat with, then you can at least cut your electric bill in half on electric heat anyway.
Let's talk a little bit about some vocabulary, because a lot of people get asked this all the time. What's the difference between an air conditioning system and a heat pump system?
Yeah, that's what we're kind of going into, and as far as the way that the Freon is used. And with an air conditioning system, you use the Freon in one direction, let's say, and that's just mainly used to cool. But with the technology of a heat pump, there's a valve that can change that, so you can use the Freon not only to cool but to heat. So it changes your efficiency quite a bit, and especially on the new equipment. Everything is become so smart with the way it's used. The technology is you have compressors now that just don't just compress one speed. They can change speeds where you can utilize them in a milder climate to not move as much Freon, and energy efficiency is really going through the roof.
You're listening to Around the House. Our special guest is Tony Eubanks. He's one of the owners of Sumas and Tony's Air Conditioning and Heating right here in Eustis. We're talking about AC units because it's hot out there and we want to keep it going. Another term you hear a lot is SEER, Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio. What is that, Tony?
Well, that is kind of a way to rate the efficiency of a piece of equipment. And we were saying that with the new standards, 14 SEER is the efficiency that's set as far as the base efficiency nowadays. One time I tried to kind of look at the difference between an electric bill from a 14 SEER to a 15 SEER to a 16 SEER, because they make them on all different energy efficiencies. And you may change $100 here or there as the efficiency goes, but main thing that you change maybe is the comfortable side of it. You know, you have a dehumidification, you have Wi-Fi thermostats, you have a number of different, as you increase in SEER, they kind of all pair up.
I've heard this all my life, tonnage, AC tonnage. And it doesn't mean the actual weight of the unit. What's meant by the tonnage on an AC unit?
Well, the tonnage really is more describing the capacity of the unit. In air conditioning, basically 12,000 BTUs is a ton, and that sometimes people can get a better understanding if you think of a room air conditioner, window unit. You know, you might get a 6,000 or 10,000. Well, that's not quite a ton. So a 12,000 is a ton, and as you go along and you do energy calculations, things of that nature, usually no more than 600 square feet per ton. So let's say you got a 3-ton. Let's don't get above 1,800 square feet on a home, because you're going to, start taxing the capacity.
So give that to me again on square footage per ton. What's the general rule?
Well, the general rule with energy calculations is no more than 600 square feet per ton, and that's with standard insulation. Now, if you go to spray foam, insulation values and things like that, you will change it, and that's where you have to get into the energy calculations, because that'll knock it down quite a bit.
And